welcome to Phillip Island, Victoria in Australia. What a setting we have for this great sporting contest, the Little Penguin Sea to Dune race. Nervous moments always as they gather on the beach, the tension mounting, and away they go. There's the defending champion, wearing his familiar navy blue and white, great waddling style. Another pre-race favourite though, losing touch with the pack. Maybe that's why. A few too many fish in the day's feeding. There's a familiar face, Skip McIntyre, 8 times a champion back in the 90s, a very successful coach now, keeping a keen eye on proceedings. This the leading group, 1 or 2 still able to put on a show for the camera, others just ploughing straight over it. Some resorting to shortcuts. Sad that cheating has crept into this beautiful sport. The judges will have a look at that. But up at the front, the pace is relentless, closing in on those sand dunes that will offer a bed for the night. The fatigue starting to tell. Who's got the finishing kick up on the outside? What a turn of pace from that one, whichever one it is. No answer from the rest, and he takes victory. What a win. There we are, into the Burrow, building an extension with his winnings, and back tomorrow to try and defend his title here on Phillip Island.
Everybody, and welcome to Live Penguin TV. My name is Jordan. I am your host for the Penguin live stream tonight, and we are waiting for our feathery little friends to make their way from the ocean across the beach and back to their homes here on Phillip Island in Victoria, Australia. So if you're new to Live Penguin TV, a big warm welcome. We are super happy to have you here with us tonight. We are watching the smallest species of penguin, the little penguin, the only penguins in the world with blue feathers, coming home from a day, a few days, or a few weeks out in the big blue ocean, back to their homes in the penguin colony here on Phillip Island. And tonight we are joined by the lovely Ranger T. T, come in, say hello, and let us know what you're going to be up to tonight.
Hello everybody, welcome to another fabulous night of Penguin Live TV. Yes, my name's Ranger T. I'll be checking on Facebook and YouTube to see if there's any really cool questions, really difficult ones that we need to stump Jordan. Yeah.
Please no.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody have a think about how many you reckon came in last night. I'll give you a couple of minutes and we'll let you know. Because there are a couple of really close guesses.
So, if you're not aware, every single night here at the Penguin Parade, we are counting penguins crossing the beach for 50 minutes, 50 minutes, and our regular Live Penguin TV viewers like to guess how many penguins came in the night before. So Therese and I have been monitoring the comments, and we're seeing quite a few guesses coming through. Now, we do get similar numbers kind of night after night. So if you've been watching, you probably have a pretty good idea approximately how many penguins might be making their way home. So chuck in the comments and let us know how many penguins you think crossed the beach last night. As T said, we'll give you a couple of minutes to get your guesses in, and then T will read out the closest or a couple of close guesses, because there are definitely a few very, very good penguin counters in our waddle watching group. So very excited to hear that shortly. Now, I don't believe we've had a start to the penguin count tonight yet, have we, T?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So here at the moment in Phillip Island in Victoria, it's just after sunset, which means the penguins are going to start thinking about making their way home. Because they have blue feathers on their back, they're very, very well camouflaged out in the ocean when they're floating on the surface of the water from any aerial predators, any predatory birds that might be flying around during the day. And I was just going to scan the beach to see if I could see any little white bellies at the water's edge, because when the penguins do eventually start making their way across the beach, they're very, very visible. And because these little birds are so small, they're the smallest of the 18 species of penguins in the world. They're not very good at defending themselves against those predatory birds, swamp harriers, sea eagles, Pacific gulls, wedge-tailed eagles, peregrine falcons, any big raptor bird like that. So they have to make sure that they think it's dark enough that those birds have gone to bed for the night, which means our little penguins can cross this open sandy beach and not get swooped down on because they are so small. So that is what we are waiting for tonight, everybody. It's still a little bit light outside, but I reckon we can expect our little feathered friends within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Just depends on how long they want to keep us waiting. Now, I've seen Tia look over at me. I think she might have a few guesses or some close guesses to give a shout out to. So let us have it, T.
So we've had quite a few guesses, but I think a couple of our waddle watchers have hit the nail on the head. I think they might have even come close to winning our penguin chocolate or our penguin lotto.
Lovely.
So we had Kira at 1946.
Kira, no, that's a lot of penguins, 1,946. That's gone up a lot since I was last here. Woo!
And me as well. And Jan picked 2175.
Okay, so what was the magic number?
The magic number last night was 2273.
2,273 penguins. Oh my goodness. I was on the live stream. It was 3 nights ago. I can't even remember. A couple of nights ago. And there was only 700. That's like 3 times the amount of penguins.
I was counting a few nights ago and there was only 700 odd.
So was I. What is going on in the land of the penguins? That is just absolutely insane. So, everybody, if you have been watching live Penguin TV recently, you've probably heard us talking a little bit about the breeding season, and penguins come to shore more frequently when they're thinking about laying eggs and coming home to feed some hungry little chickie babes in their burrows. It did seem like the penguin breeding season was gearing up a couple of weeks ago, but then things went a little bit quiet. But over the last 2 nights, we've had over 2,000 penguins crossing the beach, which is just absolutely insane for this time of year. So we might be lucky enough to have, if we get anything honestly close to that number tonight, I'm going to be absolutely stoked. But we might be able to see some love in the air and some mating displays and courting behaviour if we're lucky. So we will definitely be on the lookout for that. Now, before I jump into too much more penguin information, I think our little feathery friends are going to keep us waiting just a little bit longer. I would like to stop and acknowledge the land on which we are bringing the penguins to you tonight. So, of course, we are here on Phillip Island, but Phillip Island is also known as Milau, and that is the name given by the Bunurong, who are the traditional custodians of this land. And I would like to pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging, and acknowledge the way in which they have cared for this country over many, many thousands of years and continue to do so. So please let us know in the comments where you're from and if you know who the traditional custodians are of the land on which you're watching live Penguin TV from today, and acknowledge those wonderful First Nations people wherever you might be, Australia or worldwide. We very much appreciate it. Now, Therese, where are the penguins? I'm impatient tonight. I want to see some penguins. Where are they? What are they doing?
They're just having fun surfing at the moment.
Surfing in the middle of winter? Oh, no thank you. I would have to have a very, very warm wetsuit to be able to go out in this very, very cold winter weather. So at the moment, the penguins they could not care less about the cool climate at the moment. Little penguins can spend anywhere from a day, a couple of days, or a couple of weeks out in the ocean at a time, and they don't get cold because they're fully waterproof when they are out in the ocean. But when they are getting ready to make their way home, they form a group out at sea called a raft. And I wonder if I might potentially have my eye on one out here. So you're looking at that kind of, I think it might be that kind of line. Ooh, it does look like a nice big one as well. Welcome home. So what these penguins, that dark line that you can see in the middle of your screen, is a whole bunch of penguins grouped together out in the water, and they're chatting to each other and they're trying to work out if it's safe to make their way home yet, because there's safety in numbers. They want to have as many friends with them crossing the beach as possible, because if there is that scary predatory bird out and about, again, if they've got lots of friends with them, the likelihood of them getting eaten for dinner is much, much reduced. So I'm sure our water watchers out there probably saw this raft before I did. We've got some very, very keen penguin spotters out there, but you can see them literally just floating on the surface, and that's a nice big group. They're probably amongst the first penguins that have started gathering out in the ocean. Now, T, we still haven't had a start yet. The penguins are not keen just yet.
We still haven't had a start, no, but I have got one question for you.
Oh, a question to start us off. Absolutely. Let's go.
Jenny wants to know a poo question, and given your
affinity for poo, you can say it.
Yes. Tom's just told us we've got penguins at the water's edge.
Hold on, everybody. Although, can the poo question really wait? I'm not sure it can. I'll try and talk and... Oh, yep, there they are. These little ones snuck in. Welcome home, everybody. You guys definitely caught the early bus today, because that was such a large group out at sea. I thought that might have been the first group, but those are the scaredy cats that are waiting out there. These are the keen beans ready to start coming home. So these are the little birds that we are going to be watching cross the beach tonight, everybody. They are only about 1 foot tall. You can see they've got beautiful little white bellies, and their tummies will be nice and full of fish after a big day, a couple of days or a week or so out in the ocean. And they have decided that tonight is the night that they are going to make their way back to their burrows. So they're probably going to be a little bit nervous for the first bit of their dangerous dash, we like to call it, when they do start crossing the beach. But usually once they get to the halfway point, they know there's no point turning back. Generally, penguins always like to prove us wrong when we say that. But they're starting to pick up the pace a little bit. We'll watch them. Oh, we've got a few more joining. So as we're watching them cross, here they go. They're picking up the pace. Penguin Olympics right here. What was our poo question from? Was it Jen?
Jenny wanted to know, do they poo at sea or just when they're at home on land?
Do they poo at sea or do they only poo at home? Jenny, these are little poo monsters. They will poo anywhere. They will poo at their home. They'll poo on the way home. They'll poo from their burrow, outside their burrow, and out in the ocean as well. They are not shy creatures about their poos. And you know what? I don't blame them either, because these penguins poo at one of the highest velocities of any animal in the world, which is a fancy way of saying they have projectile, very quick, forceful poops. And I'd like to think that sometimes it helps project them forward a little bit, especially when they've got a long distance to cover to get home as well. Now, I think Ranger Tom is counting our little penguins crossing the beach tonight. Now, I believe he's just told Ranger T how many were in this group. Do we have any guesses before we let everybody know, though?
Oh, we have got a couple of guesses. So Peggy's guessed 53. Kath was 65.
Hang on, I want to guess as well. I reckon you guys are pretty on the money. I'm going to say 61, somewhere in the middle.
Oh, Orange Jessica was 75.
Ooh.
And the magic number for that first group was...
Ready? Wait. Drum roll.
95.
95! I was way off. My gosh, it's amazing when they're in such a small group. You don't really notice how many of them there are. But Tom, who is counting tonight, I think he's been working here for something like over 15, oh, not 50, sorry Tom, 15 years. So he is a pro at counting these little birds crossing the beach. And they're not just crossing here on this one single pathway, they're actually crossing all the way over the beach. And I might flick to our little penguin highway just over here, because this is where we get up nice and close and personal with these little penguins. And you might, oh, that one just tripped over a little bit. Let's kind of go along with all of you. Oh, in fact, you can see there's a few poops on the highway here already. And you can see, yep, there's another poo. And you can see their lovely blue little feathers, and see their... It just always gets me every single time looking at, they've all got their different way of waddling. Oh, that's a very waddly waddler right there at the back. Did you see that? It's just like, he almost tipped himself over with how waddly he was. I'm so impressed. Some of them are really kind of, upright, and they look like, proper waddly penguins. Others, they really waddle, or they're really kind of far forward. They just always amaze me that there's so much diversity in the way that they move. They've all got their own little personalities and things as well.
And that's how they get their speed when they're waddling. They lean forward like an Olympic runner.
That's true. In fact, Therese and I were in a meeting last night, and there was a few Olympic-related examples of, penguins and people and all kinds of things, and they have a very similar angle. Oh, and sorry, hold on. Look who we have, who have just washed up at the water's edge. I reckon this might be that nice big raft that we spotted out in the ocean before we saw that last group of 95 cross the beach. And that's a lot of little penguins. Send all your luck and all your love to Tom, because that might be a little bit tricky. I will say that Tom can relax a little bit more tonight, because we do have it's a semi-low tide, so he'll be able to count the group a couple of times to make sure he has the most accurate number. Because you can imagine, the way that we count these penguins is with a pair of binoculars going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100 penguins, or 5, 10, 15, 153 penguins. So sometimes you might accidentally miss a couple or count a few too many, but this is the way we have been counting penguins for about 50 years. It's part of a really long and important ongoing research project that shows us, penguin arrivals at different times of the year. Is it similar to this time last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago? And it can give us a bit of an indication on what's going on out in the ocean, what's happening in the colony, and the health and, the welfare of the penguins out there as well. So this is, look at them all clumped together. This is my worst nightmare when counting. I don't know about you, T, but when they're all in like one big circle, it's so much easier once they start spreading out to count them.
If they're really nice to us, they'll spread out and line up.
Yeah.
But no, when it's like that, it's horrible.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Here we go.
I'm going to say right off the bat over 200 penguins. I'm not game enough to guess the exact amount, but I reckon there's... What do you reckon, T? What's your expert opinion?
I'll go 285.
285, okay. Well, I said over 200, but all right, 285. We're going to hold her to that. Very good. That is a boatload or a raft load or a waddle load of penguins, because I've mentioned the word waddle watchers. Someone's happy. I think she might have guessed very, very close to that. What was it?
Wasn't even close.
Oh, no?
It was 383.
Oh, only 100 off, T. 383 penguins. No way. That is a lot of penguins, right up there with, I reckon, probably some of the biggest numbers that we've seen crossing the beach. So aren't you guys lucky? Just look at them all spilling in. They've got places to be, things to do, and I just can't get over how many penguins there are. I'm not... Oh, hang on. Why are they running away? Is our goose friend back? Oh, it's a wallaby. Oh, and a mum and a bub. Hello. These guys aren't going to hurt you. They're vegetarian. They're herbivores. But it looks like, and look, honestly, anything big for a little penguin, anything bigger than, their head height could potentially be a threat. So you can see they're all kind of going around these wallabies at the moment. And that wallaby is jumping off, leaving mama to it, I would say. Now, while we're just looking at this wallaby, a cool thing about wallabies and kangaroos is that they are incredible, incredible breeders, just like our little penguins. Sometimes wallabies can be pregnant, have a little joey in the pouch, and also have a young at foot. So have a young kangaroo, a sub-adult, still hanging around them as well. So they're excellent breeders when the conditions are good. Oh, and it looks like little Bubsy's coming back. The penguins aren't too sure, but Mum doesn't seem to be worried in the slightest. She's having a little drink at this freshwater little puddle, although we don't have too much of a puddle here just at the moment. I wonder if I can see the little lips or the tongue coming out. Oh, aren't you so cute? Oh, and the penguins are running back around it again. All happening here tonight, everybody, but that must be one thirsty little wallaby. Now, I know we're here watching live penguin TV, and I've been talking a little bit about wallabies for a little while, but did you know that penguins do drink water? They can actually drink seawater, and they've got little desalination plants in their nose that they flick out. If you ever see them kind of stop and do a bit of a head flick or a head toss, that can be them kind of flicking out the salty sludge from their nostrils, from their nose, because it takes the salt from out of their blood so that they don't get dehydrated, because we all know we should definitely not be drinking seawater. But that is, as I said, one thirsty little wallaby. Oh, and you got what? What are you guys running away from up there? They're definitely on the lookout for something. I wonder if there is a goose around, but there doesn't seem to be anything. What's going on, Pengs? We're all a little bit nervous tonight. Wonder what is happening. So we've got a question or a comment.
We have got a question
Very
from
good.
Sarah, which relates to all of the penguins running very fast.
Very good.
How fast can penguins run?
You know what? I don't have, Sarah, was it?
Yep.
Sarah, I don't have an exact answer for you. We do have some data for how fast a penguin can swim, and here we go. I'm going to talk about the Olympics again. It is faster than an Olympic swimmer. They can swim at about a top speed of 12.5 kilometers per hour, so they're very quick out there in the... Oh, here's our goosey goose. Oh, you can see the penguins running away. Is it Goosey McGooseface or Loosey Goosey or Brucey Goosey? We have had a little bit of a poll to try and name some of these Cape Barren geese. So this here is a native goose species. It's actually the second rarest species of goose in the world. I wonder if it's going to join. Ooh, we might be lucky enough to get a goose and a wallaby interaction. I wonder. The geese and the wallabies are herbivores, so they only eat vegetation. Oh no, we're not interested in the slightest. Okay, let's maybe have a look at penguins and talk a little bit more about how fast penguins can waddle while they're on land. So we've seen them waddle. They're not going too quickly, maybe a couple of kilometers per hour. When they are really racing, they can get up to, some fairly decent speeds if they need to evade any threats here on land. I don't believe, at least off the top of my head, I don't have a top speed for, bouncy. They just want to, it looks like the wallabies just want their own Wallaby live TV, I think. Yeah, we don't have a top speed on land because I think maybe the ethics of that study might be a little bit questionable. How are we making them go their top speed? And that would probably be by chasing them. And that's not what we're about here at Phillip Island Nature Parks. But when we have had to rescue a sick or injured penguin, or if it's in a dangerous spot that it's not meant to, sometimes the rangers, or T, you and I think we've both had to wrangle penguins in the past. Even if they're a bit sick or injured, you have to jog to keep up with them. Like they are pretty quick little things. So I don't know, what do you reckon? 6-7 kilometers per hour? Top speed?
I think we've timed it from one of the stands up to the old building a while back.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they took around about 4 kilometres.
Okay.
Ish.
Well, they probably have some slower speeds and some faster speeds in that as well. So, Sarah, great question. We don't actually, at least off the top of my head and the top of T's head, we don't have a significant number for you. So it might have to be something that we'll investigate and look through some scientific articles and see if we can find that answer for you. It's a really good one. Thank you. And so it looks like we've had another group of penguins or another waddle of penguins start crossing the beach. And I am very, very sorry. I wasn't on the beach while these guys did start crossing. And it looks like they've started kind of intermingling with the group that was already hanging out on... Oh, our goose is back. And do we have a number?
I reckon one of our waddle watchers, Jenny, is looking to take our penguin counting job.
Very good, Jenny. We'd love to have you.
She guessed 287 in that last big group.
Uh-huh.
And Ranger Tom just told me it was 279.
Oh my gosh, get out of town. Please come and work for us. We would love to have your accurate penguin counting skills. It can be really, really hard, but you guys watching live Penguin TV, I reckon you have the penguin counting skills to be able to do the job. So wonderful. Keep at it. Keep letting us know how many penguins you think are in each group because we absolutely love it. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, even though it can be a little bit embarrassing when the rangers don't get super close to the number, I get great satisfaction that our regular water watchers have... Ooh, are you having a little bit of a stretch over there, you in the middle? What is going on with you, little buddy? I get great satisfaction when our penguin fans out there are getting really, really good at our job. So good work, everyone. Now, I was just watching this little dude hanging out in the middle of the screen. It could be a male or it could be a female. It's a little bit hard to tell from here, but I'm not sure if you're watching it. It was just kind of standing there and it had its kind of flippers out and it was kind of it was standing up quite tall. And where are you going now? Is your burrow nearby? Are you doing some territorial displaying? Are you trying to say, this is my home? It might have been calling out. Oh, I don't think I've made any penguin sounds so far. T. What a travesty. I'm going to have to rectify this right now. So when penguins are feeling, a little bit territorial, they're trying to woo a breeding partner or a secret boyfriend or girlfriend that may not necessarily be their breeding partner, they do what this penguin did. It kind of stood up nice and tall, flippers back, and it makes a sound like... Do you want to have a go, T?
Oh, I'm not good at that one.
I've had too much practice and I think I do a pretty good job. But lucky you guys can't prove me wrong because we don't have sound here on Live Penguin TV. So you guys are just going to have to take my word for it. Very much sorry. Not sorry about that. Maybe let's go for another question because I've just realised I've been talking... Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Thought we might have been able to have there we go. Can you see how it's sticking its flippers back? It looks like it's calling. You can see its chest puffing. I'm a big, beautiful penguin. This is my home. Look at you singing again. To refresh your memory. It's definitely calling. So during the breeding season, it can get very, very, very loud here at the Penguin Parade. Yes, you are a very impressive penguin. It didn't look like that other one that was kind of going above it. It didn't want to have a bar of you though. So I wonder if it could have maybe potentially been a rival penguin. I guess we will never know, but I like to make up some of these stories. Now, let's go for another question because... Again, goodness me, time goes so quickly and I feel like I have so much more to say. So hang on, more penguins. They just don't stop. I'm sorry. I get very easily distracted when I'm running live Penguin TV. This is what it's like in my head every single night when I work here at the Penguin Parade. So welcome to the inner workings of my brain, everybody. Sorry. All right, question time. Let's go for it.
Well, one fun question from Kaylee.
Is it not too hard?
No, it's definitely not too hard.
Okay.
A while ago, Ranger Sky and myself, we were talking about penguin songs.
Oh?
Do we still want any of our water watchers to think up some penguin-themed songs?
Absolutely we do. For sure. Yeah, all right. So, I don't know. We probably should technically only have 5 or so minutes left, but let's be honest, it's going to be a Jordan 5 minutes, which is going to be more like 10 to 15 minutes. So I reckon we still have some time. Teresa's just laughing at me because we all know it's true. I would love to hear in the comments if you would like to penguinify any songs, whether you would like to use any penguin terminology like that. Although I don't know how you're going to translate the penguin, that penguin call that I just did into a song, but you might be able to use another word, which is a huck, huck, huck. And that's the sound the penguins make when they're forming their groups or their rafts out in the water. It sounds like huck, 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 huck. There we go. She's great at that one. So let us know in the comments if you have any penguin. Ooh, what's going on? What's going on? Is that goose back, or is it a wallaby, or is it something different? Is it raining? Oh no, wallaby's back. So yes, let us know. Does Kaylee have a suggestion, or did she just want to ask if we want to get everyone guessing?
I think she's just wanting everyone to keep guessing at the moment.
All right, everybody, you have just given me some more ammo to be able to run this live stream even later than what we probably already would do. Again, I'm guilty. I think that is rain. I'm glad we're inside. So yeah, let us know in the comments. Oh, and I might flick over to the Penguin Highway because my lordy, we have lots of little feathered friends making their way up here just now. I'm so excited to hear some of these.
Okay, so Kaylee's come up with a penguinised one.
Uh-huh.
You know I love a penguin boy. I enjoy waddling along the evening. He likes my Australian smile like a child when our eyes meet. Darling, I fancy you. London Boy by Taylor Swift.
I'm obviously not a big Taylor Swift fan.
I'm not really either.
Okay, so we actually
keep them coming, guys.
So that was I honestly I was expecting just like the names of songs, but we're doing lyrics as well.
We can do lyrics as well.
Why the huck huck not? Sorry, that was a bit naughty. I'm getting into the punny spirit too much.
We do that.
We do. We absolutely do. All right, so keep your eye out there, T, and yeah, let's try to give a few more very clever punny people a shout out. You know what? I don't know what everyone's beef is with puns. I think they are one of the funniest things in the world. So in my opinion tonight, everybody, the worse the pun, the better. Bring it on.
Just like Ranger Stevens' penguin jokes.
Everybody loves those. Aren't they terrible? He puts the dad in dad jokes. All right, now we've had a fair few groups crossing the beach already. Oh, and speak of the little devils, here we go. They are just going non-stop tonight, everyone. I think if this keeps up, although I haven't been keeping track of how many have come in so far, but it's been...
A wet, wet, wet pun.
A wet, wet, wet pun? Yeah?
Penguins are all around.
I don't get it.
Lovers all around?
Oh, penguins are... Yeah, of course. Very good. Penguins all around.
Huck be a lady.
Is that like all the single ladies? All the penguin ladies. All the penguin ladies. All the penguin ladies. Put your flippers up. God,
Some enchanted hucking.
Love it. You guys are such dags. You are my spirit people. I love it. We got many.
Here's my favourite so far.
Ooh, okay, who's it from?
It's a long way to the burrow for a huck and a trill.
It's a long way to the burrow if you wanna
huck and trill.
Huck and trill. Amazing. Great work, everybody. You are so creative.
One more.
One more. Okay, let's go for it.
Uptown huck.
We're gonna keep going?
That was just that was all we got so far.
So like Uptown Girl?
Of course.
You've been living in my Phillip Island world. Something, something, penguin parade. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'm getting way too into this. 5 minutes? Okay, well, we've already been going for half an hour, so we're only meant to be probably, let's go for another 5 minutes, everybody. Oh, and our Wallaby friends are back. They just want to be the star of the show tonight. I wonder if it's the same one as before, although I think they kind of that way. We've got a mirror image just here. Having another drink at the pool. Lovely, lovely. And again, as I'm chatting away, T, if you find any more great ones, please interrupt me. I'm absolutely loving it.
But one good question.
Uh-huh.
From Ben, are there any visitors tonight? I think we might give a little bit of a shout out for what's coming up.
Oh, very good. So I've just noticed this penguin who's doing a little bit of an uptown huck.
Definitely.
Or it's doing a huck and a trill at the burrow. Oh, look at you. You can see how wide the mouth was open.
Ooh.
You are, wow. You are calling out. You must have a beautiful voice there, little penguin. So, of course, over the last couple of days, we haven't been able to welcome visitors back here at the Penguin Parade. But as of tomorrow, we are open to regional Victoria, which is fantastic. And we hope that Metro Melbourne and then the rest of Australia get to join us sometime soon. We are itching to have people back here at the Penguin Parade, at the Koala Conservation Reserve, the Nobbies and Churchill Island Heritage Farm, because it is our passion to talk to people about our wildlife and the conservation work that we do here. So from tomorrow night, we will have limited capacity, but we will be able to welcome back some members of regional Victoria, which will be absolutely lovely. So if you're living regionally, please come and visit us. Give us a friendly huck hello. And if not, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see you very soon and that you're nice and safe. Now, is there anything else that I missed in that tea? No. Just
No.
hope we can have you back soon, because I'm not sure if all of you are aware, but at Phillip Island Nature Parks, we're a visitor-funded non-for-profit, which means we get all our profits to protect penguins, wallabies, geese. Oh, that one just pooed. Hang on a minute, this is more important.
You've got to do a poo story now.
I've got to do a poo. Can everyone see that lovely little line of poo? And someone's just going to walk through. Oh, ew, that penguin has poo on its foot. So this is a lovely little, I'm sorry, it's getting a little bit blurry. No, camera doesn't like being zoomed in that much. That's okay. Sorry, I get very excited. You all just witnessed a Guinness World Record, so I hope you're all happy, because I definitely am. Now, what was the question?
There was no question, but what I was going to suggest for people that can't come and visit us in person, feel free to jump onto our Penguin Foundation website. You can make donations. You can adopt a range of animals.
I thought you were going to say adopt a ranger for a second. I think you can adopt.
Well, you could adopt a ranger as well.
No,
we all need help.
Of course.
But also, if you jump onto the penguins.org.au website, we also have our shop, especially with products such as footy penguins and penguins in jumpers that you can purchase, so you can give them some love as well.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we do get most of our funds to look after nature and wildlife through people coming and visiting us through our doors. But of course, we can't quite do that at the moment. So if you would love to help us out, jump onto our retail store, adopt a penguin. Whatever you can do, whatever you can give is very, very much appreciated in these trying times. And it helps us keep these beautiful little blue penguins, make sure we keep them nice and safe, and that they have a safe island haven to call their home as well. So yeah, very, very much looking forward to welcoming everybody back rather than talking to a screen, even though, of course, we love doing live Penguin TV. We would love even more to see you here in person. All right, T, how about one more final question before we sign off for the night?
Given it's breeding season, I think there's one final penguin-themed song. Huck is in the air.
Huck is in the air. I don't know
Where you look look around.
Everywhere you look around. Beautiful. You guys are so clever. I believe Megan and myself will be on tomorrow night. So keep having a bit more of a think about some of those penguiny, punny related jokes or songs in particular, because I know if you're like me, I struggle coming up with puns on the spot sometimes. So if you go home or a little bit later after the stream and you think of a really good one and you're desperate for us to hear it, please tune in tomorrow night. Let us know in the comments what your song is and we would absolutely love to hear it. Now, again, my Jordan 5 minutes has well and truly gone over 5 minutes as promised, but I think it's probably time for us to start winding up now. So yeah, join us same time, same place tomorrow. And if you're desperate to know how many penguins cross the beach tonight, remember we do count these little penguins for 50 minutes, 50 minutes every single night. And it hasn't been a full 50 minutes. In fact, what was the start time again tonight, T?
It was 6:11.
6:11. So the count, it hasn't been the 50 minutes yet. So yeah, we won't be here for the whole count. But again, if you tune in same time, same place tomorrow night, we will put you out of your misery and we will let you know how many penguins cross the beach. And because it looks like if they keep on going, we might be lucky enough to have a kind of another start to the breeding season. It looks like there was a little bit of an attempt a couple of weeks ago, but then the conditions just weren't quite right for the little penguins to have their eggs and to have their little chickies. But as it slowly gets a little bit warmer, better conditions for penguin love in the air, or huck in the air as we like to say. So yeah, hopefully, I reckon we're going to get a very similar number tonight and we'll announce it tomorrow night. So
I think so.
Look forward to seeing you all there. Stay sane, stay safe, and we really hope we can see you through our doors here at the Penguin Parade very shortly. Oh, and it looks like right on cue, we have a few more feathery friends starting to cross the beach. But I think that's pretty much all we have time for tonight. So T, come on in and we will say goodbye in our signature penguin language. So the penguins like to greet us by saying huck huck out in the water, and we are going to say goodbye in penguin language, huck huck. So bye everybody. Oh, anything else?
Nope.
All right, bye everybody. Huck huck.